America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
All right, so time.
Can we get the show on the road?
I've been waiting for it all day.
And not a moment too soon.
Listen to talk radio.
This guy, Todd.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7.
He's weird.
Best thing on the radio.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, you can't see me, can you? Well, that's the magic of radio, baby.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. Tonight on the show, I got a question. Think about this. An heirloom gift that maybe you got from your dad or even your mom. I've got a story about, could be, I don't know, the most expensive heirloom gift ever. And to me, it's just crazy. I don't know why you would give a kid this, but when you're crazy wealthy, I guess you can. Also, we've got a interesting mail call. We got a email about something called the man fork. Not to be mistaken with the man bun. This is the man fork. And we're going to talk about that. We got some idiots. We got an Ohio man, actually 2 Ohio mans, and a good dog story. But it's kind of a sad story, but it's a good dog story. I promise we'll get to that. The first thing I wanted to get to, I saw this today. Have you heard of the Cameo? This is that platform where you can pay money to have some celebrity give you a greeting, or someone, you know, like a buddy or a girlfriend or whatever, and you can get some big celebrity to do that. I only tried to do this one time, and it was last year, and a buddy was celebrating a birthday, and a mutual friend of ours contacted me, and she was like, "Hey, we should try to get a Cameo for our friend Charlie. He's a big fan of this particular person, and it's like $300." And I was like, "Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. Charlie's certainly worth it." So we go in halvesies, and we try to get a birthday greeting from none other than Pete Rose. Now, of course, Pete Rose died last year. He was obviously still alive at the time. This was like just over a year ago in January. And it never happened. They had like a whole week. They had a whole week to do it. And it never happened. We never got the birthday greeting, which was really, really disappointing. We got our money back. But anyway, that's kind of the sidebar for this story. But Cameo, and it's a very small staff now. I guess they're located in Chicago, and there's less than there's like 50 people working for the company. Just over half of them work in their Chicago office. And like many companies that have been dealing with this since COVID, many of their employees are not interested in coming back to the office. They would like to work remotely. Now, I know many of you probably are doing that, and you love the comfort and the ease and the flexibility of working out of your house, your apartment, wherever you might be. Maybe you're working out of your RV. I don't know. But Cameo is trying to get their employees to come back. And I'm just curious if anybody has been given an incentive like the folks at Cameo. Now, again, they only have like 50 employees. But apparently Cameo is offering a $10,000 annual raise. 10 grand for anybody who comes back to work in the office. And isn't that so weird that just in like 5 years, we went through century plus 2 centuries of here's your work day. You show up at work, you do your thing, you go home. And then with just a handful of years, Companies are now having to incentivize coming back to work. $10,000. And I guess I would probably be one to be, if I were in that position, sure, I'd come back. 10 grand. I mean, that's huge. And not only that, they're going to get free lunch every day. They're going to get parking, which in Chicago or any big city, well, heck, even in Dayton, if you work in downtown Dayton, you are paying for parking somewhere. Somehow you are paying for parking. I mean, there's a few companies downtown that have their own parking garages, I guess. But most of it, you're gonna be paying for parking. And you get access to an on-site gym. So think about that. You'd go back to work, wouldn't you? For 10 grand, free lunch, parking. I don't know so much about the gym, but I get it. Some people might like it, but that is crazy. $10,000 an annual raise. Now, again, not every company is going to be able to do this or be willing to do this. I mean, those cameos, like I said, it was like $300 for the late great Pete Rose to do that, and it's like a 30-second, 40-second cameo. I mean, it's not much. But, wow, 10 grand. I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, here's this story, and I want to get your take on heirloom gifts that you may have received from a parent. I saw this today. Tom Brady, of course, many consider the greatest of all time. Quarterback, New England Patriots, briefly Tampa Buccaneers. And now he's like part of I guess he owns a team or partly owns a team. He just did the play-by-play or color for the Super Bowl. So we all know that this guy has oodles and oodles of money, right? He just gifted his one of his children. He's got 3 kids. His 14-year-old a watch. Now, when my father passed away, this wasn't a gift that I got ahead of time, but it was understood this is going to be your thing. This is going to be one of the heirloom gifts that you are going to inherit from your father that will hopefully mean a lot, right? I got an old Rawlings baseball glove that had been my grandfather's and had been my father's. And I have that glove.
Got stuck on a sidewalk on Market
Hello?
Avenue.
Okay. And I thought that was pretty cool. Now, lots of times people might inherit something even bigger, like a car. Maybe dad was in liked old cars. Maybe he, customized something or rehabbed an old vehicle, and now it's yours. And that's pretty cool. Tom Brady gave his 14-year-old son, Benjamin, a $3 million diamond watch. $3 million. Diamond encrusted with 100 carats of diamonds to a 14-year-old. Is that not the most obscenely stupid thing that you could spend $3 million on? Because I got to tell you, if I was 14 and somebody handed me a $3 million watch, I'd be like, what can I get for this? What could I buy and what could I get? And this watch apparently is like super rare. There's only 18 of them in the world. It's made by some company called Jacob and Company Billionaire Mini Ashoka. I guess that's the company, Jacob and Company, and the watch is the Billionaire Mini Ashoka. $3 million. I promise you that beats any heirloom that anybody has received listening to this show in value, right? I mean, that is insane. And I wonder, I got to be honest, I wonder if there's some sort of angle to this that I'm not seeing. Right? Because here's the thing, even like with the IRS, you're allowed to give your children financial gifts, but I think it's only up to like 10 grand. So is this kid going to get hit with taxes? I mean, $3 million. He could pawn that in a second, I'm sure, and buy whatever he wants. Save it for a couple of years and buy yourself. Well, what am I saying? I'm sure his dad will give him a car. But that is just crazy. $3 million, a diamond watch as a gift for a 14-year-old. That's almost like, and I had a couple of friends in high school whose parents were well off, and when they turned 16, they got nice cars. Not like Porsches or Lamborghinis or, anything like that. I lived in Beaver Creek. Nobody at that time had that kind of money in Beaver Creek. Now there's some people that do, but now not so much. I mean, my friends were getting like new Camaros or something like that. That's still great, right? But that would be like buying, $3 million. That'd be like buying a 16-year-old. What's a Lamborghini? Couple mil? I bet he'd appreciate that more than he would the watch. But that's insane. 937-457-1290. If you got a really cool heirloom gift, and it doesn't have to be expensive, just something cool that you like, that you got from a parent. Could be your dad, could be your mom. I don't care. Grandparents. Wayne and Franklin. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, Todd. Man, you got a lot of good topics going on.
Thank you.
First off, I work from home.
Mm-hmm.
I work for a company in Miami Township, just south of the Dayton Mall.
Okay.
On 741. And no, I wouldn't go back for $10,000.
Really? So you're living luxury right now. You don't have to go in and do anything at the office, or maybe once in a while, right?
Every once in a while, I'll go get some supplies.
Yeah.
But look, I can't remember the last time I wore real pants. I live my life in sweatpants.
Well, it is National Comfy Day, so I'm glad you're enjoying your sweatpants. But yeah, I get that. Though I'll tell you, for 10 grand, I'd probably go back. But I understand why people don't want to, for sure. Appreciate your call, Wayne. 937-457-1290. If you got a comment on that. Coming up, did you ever make a Polish cannon when you were a kid? Can you call them Polish cannons? I don't think that's derogatory, is it? That's what they're called. I got a great story of a Polish cannon being put to use.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right. What? Caroline, much better. And Aaron, thank you. I appreciate that. Colleen's asking, what is a Polish cannon? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you shortly. I'm gonna hold you in suspense, Colleen. Oh, it didn't print. Ah, that's funny. Oh my God. It didn't well, crap. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that post. It didn't post the link. It was a link to a story when I wrote, what the hell? This is unbelievable. Okay. All right. Unbelievable. Wow. Josh, it was just some sort of glitch on Facebook. Wow. Well, that's certainly that's a great tease.
us on a factory fire in Miami County last night. We'll have that for you at 5:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
You gotta tune in, man. You gotta tune in.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Shout out to a bunch of Edge heads who, watching the live stream, just questioned something I posted on Facebook a little while ago. All it said was, WTH, this is unbelievable. And there was nothing else. Apparently, Facebook didn't connect the link, so people have been left in limbo wanting to know what the hell I was talking about. I've fixed it, and it's there now. It is a picture of an Amazon driver in a van driving over someone slowly, like running them over very slowly, getting out of the van, going to check if they're okay. While they're lying in the street, they get back in the van, and then they drive off. So clearly that Amazon driver is not going to get a good recommendation for his next job. Roberta in Dayton. Hey, Roberta.
Hello.
Hello. What's going on, Roberta?
The Tom Brady watch.
Yes.
And I had a question. Is it one that he's worn himself?
I don't know if it's one that he has worn himself, but I know that when he did the Super Bowl, I believe it was like a $700,000 watch that he was wearing. So this guy must really be into watches.
Well, then my next question or my comment is like, well, Giselle has a new man, and so maybe he's just wanting his kids to know, hey, he might be the other baby's daddy, but I'm your daddy.
Yeah, isn't Giselle's new boyfriend like a masseuse or something?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
That'd be a good boyfriend to have, I guess, if you're Giselle,
Yeah.
All right, Roberta, thanks for your call. Real quickly, John in Dayton. Hey, John.
Hey, Todd. Hey, comment and question.
Yeah.
Number one, as far as the $10,000 goes for that company, number one, you stop and think the people that are working home, like all the people in the federal government that work at home, number one, they save about $5,000 in gas up.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Number one, and then if you've got kids, you're watching them. That's another $10,000 right there. And you stop and think about it, why Trump wants those people back. Those buildings still have to be maintained.
Yeah, paid for and all that. Yep.
And then the other the question is, it is observed about the watch, but does it keep good time?
Well, I don't know. But a $3 million watch better do more than just keep good time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it should be able to do everything, right? And anything you could your heart's desire, that watch should be able to do.
Totally agree.
Certainly not a Casio watch from the 80s, I'll tell you that. Thanks, John. Appreciate your call, buddy.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, me too, Colleen. I always enjoyed my Casio. Exactly. I agree, Leslie. Lana, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. I misspoke last week. I think last Friday. Maybe I might have even said something. No, I was off Monday, so it must have been Friday. I, for some reason, thought the UD game was Saturday, this Saturday. It's actually tomorrow night. So we do have a short show tomorrow. So sorry about that. But I'll tell you, though, I mean, we're getting down towards the end of the season. I don't know how many games are left, but I know there's like probably, let's see, let me check real quick. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 more regular scheduled games. Only 5. And that's tomorrow. Next Wednesday, there's a game, and I'll be a short an hour. Then March 4th, there's a game, and I'll be short. And then that Friday, the 7th, I'll be short. But after that, regular season is over. Now, the tournament begins, the A10 tournament, and then the NCAA if the Flyers make it, or maybe NIT. But lots of times those games are at weird times. So it's certainly possible that the Flyers could make the they're certainly going to make the A10 tournament, but they could make March Madness. But those games could be like at noon or something. So we'll see. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. Mary enjoyed herself. She generally has a good time hanging out with me. Though she's like, why am I not getting paid for this? It's like, you are getting paid for this. You're taking your nieces shopping this weekend. And guess who's paying? Well, she also works too. But, you know. See, during the pandemic, I only had to work from home for maybe a month and a half completely. And it was from the time, and this goes back a ways, I know, but before I started doing the evening show, I did my Sunday show. So it was only once a week. So I'd come in on Sunday and I'd do the show. But then when the pandemic hit, WHIO started having me do shows during the day covering the pandemic. And so I did that for a couple of months. And then after they decided to stop doing that, I think it was like the month of June of 2021, through maybe it was through August. I can't remember. Might have been more than a month, but I started doing the evening show, and then I immediately started coming in to do the show. So I think we were actually back in the building working every day before I started doing the evening show. I think. I can't remember. It's been a long time ago. Well, let's see. I got a call about working from home. I've got the Polish cannon story. I've got the man fork. And I've got some comments on the hockey. No, I do not pay my guests. I figure they're getting plenty of publicity from being on the show. That's their pay. Oh yes, Caroline, the man fork is coming up.
Breaks. We break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Don't hesitate to call.
You call me, you better call me.
Damn it, get me a phone.
Call me on my radio.
I'm gonna call you.
You got him on the radio?
You won't make a simple phone call?
What is wrong with you?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm back on TikTok. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, you can find me there at Evening Edge Todd. Well, I mentioned this a little bit earlier about a Polish cannon. And Bryn, my producer, she's a young lass, has no idea what a Polish cannon is, right? It's sometimes called a tennis ball cannon. That's what it became. It used to always be a Polish cannon. And basically it was a long, heavy-duty tube that you could put some sort of explosive in the bottom of, kind of jam a piece of wood or something under there, and then drop a tennis ball or a potato or whatever. And you light the fuse and boom! It's like an explosion, and the tennis ball goes flying in the air or whatever you lodged in there. Well, my friends and I used to do this. A lot of people used to make these when they were kids. And we used like the innards of a roll of carpet, because usually that cardboard is pretty thick because the carpet is so heavy. So that cardboard needs to be sturdy. And that's what we used. I'm not going to go into all the details on how to do it. I mean, you can find it on YouTube now. You don't need me. But we used to launch tennis balls into the air and make big explosions and really annoy our neighbors. But I hadn't thought about those in a while until I saw this story. This is from Grant Parish, Louisiana. 2 men were arrested after cops say they attempted to use a Polish cannon to sneak meth and tobacco into a prison. So these 2 guys, an 18 and a 19-year-old, are facing charges of attempting to induce or introduce contraband into a penal institution. That's painful. And attempting to distribute methamphetamine. So basically what they did is they made a Polish cannon and they lodged drugs, meth, tobacco, whatever, into this thing and launched it 350 feet into the air and tried to launch it over those big security fences. But here's the thing. They're very, very loud. They sound like explosions. You know, and at a federal prison, there's going to be prison guards up in those little towers watching. It may not be like it was in the movie Shawshank Redemption, where they're out there with their guns, you know, but they're paying attention. They know what's going on. But they used the cannon to launch $112,000 worth of tobacco and about $90,000 worth of meth. But they got busted. And of course, Customs and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement also aided in the investigation. 937-457-1290. I think at one time we also tried to launch not just a tennis ball, but a croquet ball. Yeah, that's how bright we were. Stephen in Tip City. What's up, Stephen?
Well, Todd, it's great talking to you. I've listened to you for at least a year.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I assume you like the show, so I'm going to give you casino bells. You're calling in, so that's a positive.
Well, you know, that comment just made earlier about the $10,000 incentive to go back and work in person.
Yeah.
I thought was, you know, That'd be hard to turn down unless you already had a lot of money.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. If you're already wealthy, 10 grand is a drop in the bucket. But for many people, I would say most people, an extra 10 grand a year, that's pretty helpful, especially if you got kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then when I looked at what you'd save on, driving to work, taking care of the kids, I can understand that.
Yeah.
And I have a sister that works for the government, and I'm sure she could be facing all of that too.
Yeah. That's happening. Stephen. All right, buddy. Appreciate your call.
I appreciate you answering.
Well, no problem. Have a good night. 937-457-1290. We've got some mail.
Back off the jaw jack, and it's time for mail call.
Master, I have mail for you.
The fan mail.
Oh, I'm a big fan of yours.
The mail is here.
Your hate mailbox is full.
If you'd like to shoot me an email, you can do it at eveningedgetodd@gmail.com, or you can message me at eveningedgetodd. Hey, Todd, I listen all the time, and since you like talking about food, I do love talking about food, thought I'd share with you a gift my wife got me for my birthday. It's called the Man Fork. It's the craziest thing. It has 6 prongs and is just the best. I can't believe someone didn't come up with this until now. I've attached a link in case you want to get one and try it out. Love your show. Glenn and Huber. Well, thank you, Glenn. So this is amazing. This is something else. Most forks have, like dinner forks, have like the 4, what are they, tines? Is that what they're called? Tines? I think 4 tines. And they sort of vary in width, like the full fork. Like we have a couple of sets of silverware. We have some regular silverware that's silver, and then we have gold silverware that's, it's not real gold, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like for the holidays, though I use it all the time. But those dinner forks are a little more narrow than the silver, but they all have 4 tines. Well, this one has 6 tines. Or prongs, or what are they called? Are they called prongs or tines? Do we know anybody? The email says prongs, but I thought they were tines. Anyway, it has 6 tines, and what it reminds me of, and it's just a picture. Here's the picture for the people on the live stream. There it is. You see it. Yeah. But it reminds me of those big forks that come with a silverware set that you use for stabbing big pieces of meat. Like if you're going to cut it. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, this thing is huge. It's huge. And I guess that's what this could be. The description here, and this is great. Eat like a man. And by the way, I shared this on my Facebook. So if you are a manly man who would like a man fork, that's where you go. Eat like a man, take bigger bites like a man at the top of the food chain should. That's their description. Bigger bites allow you to chow down faster so you can have more time for your other manly activities. It's a stainless steel construction. What men should be eating with. Again, the description. This is not me. This is the description. Once you use this unique stainless steel 6-prong fork, you will never go back to eating with a normal wimpy fork, 4-prong fork again. Let's see. No more struggling with small food. The wide design of the man fork will allow you to easily pick up rice, beans, peas, and other difficult to handle foods. Other added benefits, activities such as shredding meat and serving spaghetti are now much easier with the man fork. And it's great for any occasion. Excellent gift for birthdays, graduations, retirement, holidays, weddings, anniversaries, and other celebrations. Heck, it's even great for divorce, layoffs, or other life's tragedies. But that is something. But here's the thing. The man fork is like $20. That's expensive for one fork. I'll just use that big fork I was talking about that you use to cut meat. You know what I'm talking? It's like it's big. It's big. My mouth is big enough. I can stick that thing in there. The real question is, will the inventors of the man fork come up with the man spork? That's what I would like to see. If they came up with the man spork, then you might have me. Because then that would be the only utensil you would really need. Right? A 6-prong fork that's also a spoon. I would need my dishes, the issues that I have with doing dishes would be gone forever. Right? Just one fork, one spork, that would be fabulous. Let's talk to John in Riverside. Hey, John.
Yeah, hey, Todd.
Yeah.
No, I don't have none, baby. I was a long time ago. I spent time in prison here in Dayton.
Okay.
And we couldn't get no tobacco in the prison because they didn't allow it. So I had my brother. I told him how to do it. I told him get a tennis ball and cut a slit in it and put the tobacco in there and throw it over the fence.
Oh!
I'll get it in the morning. He did that and it worked great. But now DCI is for all women prison. Are you there?
Hey, I'm here. I'm listening to your story.
Okay. Now, we smoked there was wacky tobacco in there too.
Oh, sure. I would imagine. You can get anything you want in prison. That's what I've heard.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, I got a quick question for you, John, before you go. I've always wondered this. Okay.
Okay.
Are you allowed to listen to the radio in prison?
No.
Oh, okay.
No radios.
No radios allowed. I've always wondered that because from time to time, we will get like a collect call from a jail on the show. And I thought, well, maybe somebody in prison had a story that they wanted to share, but I guess that wouldn't be the case.
Right.
All right. Well, John, don't go back to prison.
No radios in prison.
Right. Stay straight on the straight and narrow. Don't go back to prison. Okay.
I won't. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too. There you go. See that an answer to my long time question. Are there radios in prison? I guess not.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. A hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
There goes a whole other listening demo.
Give it some time, man.
I thought for sure.
See, he'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Ooh. That was close. Kind of rode the rim there for a minute, for a second. Where's my whip?
Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
Vice President Vance speaks at CPAC today. We'll have that for you at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Well, he has quite the reputation.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. You know, I was talking the other day about this hockey tournament that's going on, the Four Nations face-off. And over the weekend, that was the hockey match where there were 3 fights within 9 seconds of the game starting between the U.S. and Canada. And I thought, wow, that's intense. Then today, I learned that it was basically planned out. That the hockey players on the American team were texting within a text group, hey, let's start some fights at the beginning of the match. What? That sounds like wrestling. You know? It's like, okay, so when he blows the whistle, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to throw my gloves down, and then you do this, and then after that, we're going to do this, and then you do that, and then it's going to be, and everybody's going to talk about it. Not real. Not real. Now, I don't know if the Canadian players knew that it was going to happen, But if you watch the video, they didn't seem too surprised. So is that it? Is that what we're now? Hockey fights are now going to be staged like wrestling. 937-457-1290. Bill in Lima. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Todd. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Now, it says here you have a comment on prison. Bill, did you do hard time?
I did.
Okay.
I did 26 years.
Oh, my gosh. Can I ask what you did?
I was an employee.
You were what?
I was an employee.
Oh, wait. Have I talked to you before?
You have.
Ah, yes. Bill worked in a prison.
That's right. I actually worked in the mental health department at the state prison.
Oh, wow. That's fun.
Well, I was going to piggyback on that last gentleman's comment about their radios and the inmates being prohibited from radios. That might be the policy at Pickaway or wherever he was at, but that's not generally the policy statewide. They got radios and even laptop computers, etc.
So I could have listeners to the Evening Edge who are in fact jailbirds.
I have every reason to believe you do.
Now, but would they be? I guess they wouldn't be able to call though, would they?
No, but I mean they could on their own time, because they have access to phones, etc.
Right. That special time when they're allowed to make calls, maybe they could do it between 5 and 7 here to WHIO.
They could do that.
Yeah.
I was also going to mention too about the contraband being thrown in. If you remember it was a year or so ago, I'd mentioned that they were caught at our facility in Lima. Stuffing them into rubber pigs and then throw them in over the fence.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, and the inmates had a dog program where they'd send them out in the yard and retrieve the pigs, thus the contraband.
That's much more creative than stuffing it inside a tennis ball.
Yeah.
A rubber pig is much better. Bill, I got to fly. I appreciate your call, buddy. Have a good one.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
HIO triple team traffic.
Our next scheduled news in less than 15 minutes and immediately when it breaks. I'm Ron Otto, 1290 at 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's news and talk depend on it.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
And now the moment we've been waiting for is here.
Hey, I'm here for the big show.
This guy, Todd, does he make you laugh?
He's funny.
Yes, amusing sometimes. It's kind of a big show.
Okay, boys, hit it.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
And I'm getting really sick of guys named Todd. You know, yeah, it's just a goofy name, okay? Hi, what's your name? Todd. I'm Todd.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. Coming up, we've got a couple of Ohio Man stories, an announcement here shortly that was just made on Channel 7. We're going to get to that here briefly. Also, we got a good dog story, lawsuit, lottery. And, donkeys are big fun. Story about donkeys. But we'll get to all that. 937-457-1290. We got Jim in Dayton. Hey, Jim, what's going on?
Hey, I just want to let you know, those fights in the hockey game, they weren't staged. Stage implies that there was a script.
No, I said, no, hold on. I said planned. I said planned. I didn't say staged.
Oh, it was definitely planned.
Yeah.
Team USA said, get your beat button ready, baby.
Yeah. But isn't that just kind of weird, though? I mean, I understand.
Because, you know, I'm sorry. Hey, got your beat button ready?
Well,
Team USA said fuck Canada and whooped their ass on the ice and in the.
All right. See, this is wow. Lovely. That's just great. All right. Well, let's go to our special announcement that was just made on Channel 7. Bryn, hit it.
For 18 years until his retirement, and for the last 15 plus years, I've had the pleasure of working next to another
mentor, Cheryl McHenry, has a very big announcement to share.
Thank you, Gabby. They're telling me it's a big deal anyway. I have decided to retire from WHIO. Not right away. I will be here for 3 more months. I've simply decided it's time. But just because the reason is simple doesn't mean it's been an easy decision for me. I've been so fortunate to be a part of one of the top-rated stations in the country for 43 and a half years. Give me a moment. I remember walking into WHIO on August 10th, 1981, a couple of months shy of my 25th birthday. I'll wait while you do the math. I couldn't believe I actually got to work with Don Wayne, Jim Baldridge, Gil Whitney, and a lot of other good people, too many to name. I was a reporter for years, covered the police and courts beat, did a whole lot of interesting stories, and met so many good people along the way. I gradually moved into anchoring, first subbing when somebody was off. And then one day in the spring of 1991, shortly after Bob and I got married, I was offered the main anchor job alongside my good friend Jim Baldridge. Jim and I anchored together for 18 years until his retirement. And for the last 15 plus years, I've had the pleasure of working next to another JB, James Brown. He couldn't be here today. I remember the big stories from the Miamisburg train derailment in 1986 to 9/11, 2001. In more recent years, I was here at this desk with McCall the night of the Memorial Day tornadoes in 2019. Saw once again how resilient and generous this community is and how much people here care for each other. I've been able to learn about issues that affect you and share what I've learned with you. And I've learned from you when you've asked us to look into a concern important to you. I'm grateful for so many things, to my parents, They always saw to it we were taken care of and loved. They stressed education, faith, and the value of hard work. My brothers and sisters and I are blessed to still have our dad, who's 94. Thanks to him, I know we always have at least one viewer. Hi, Dad. I'm grateful to my loving and supportive husband, Bob. We're blessed with two wonderful daughters of whom we are so proud, Christina and Maria, and a terrific son-in-law, Phil. I love this place. I love and respect these people I get to work with every day, and I'm honored to serve you, the good people of the Miami Valley. You know, we have a lot in common. We live here too. We all want safety, security, fulfilling work, quality health care, access to nutritious food, and for our children, the best education possible and a bright future. As I said, we will be here, I will be here, until the latter part of May. In the meantime, I will continue to work with my dedicated colleagues to deliver the news that affects you every day, and rest assured that will not change after I retire. Thank you. God bless you.
Well, there you go. A legend, not just in Dayton broadcasting, but a broadcasting legend for sure. I mean, she's known all over the country, and Cheryl is just a Class A person. And you might be surprised. I think I've mentioned this before. She is a hardcore edgehead. She loves this show. And at least every couple weeks, she'll make a comment about, oh, I heard this last night, or I heard you talking about this, or I heard that crazy caller, or whatever it was. And I got a chance to be in her retirement announcement today. It was very moving, a room full of people, other broadcasters here in the building, and got to hear her talk about her decision and why she's doing it. She was actually going to retire about 3 years ago, and some folks convinced her to stay. But now is her time to spend with her husband full time, and her kids and her family and her dad. And you know, I couldn't be happier for her. She's a great lady, just the classiest broadcaster I know. She meets somebody, she remembers their name. From time to time, she'll ask me how Mary's doing, because she's met Mary before, and she's just a great person, and a wonderful broadcaster. And she has agreed that before she leaves at the end of May, that she will be on my show. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. Now I'm going to have to come up with a theme song. The Cheryl McHenry walk-on music. What could that be? I wonder.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Holst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
What, Joel? I don't know what you're asking. Question mark. Oh, the donkey. I thought you were commenting on the call. The guy who called in about hockey. Because he did say kick their asses, but he also dropped the F-bomb. I thought maybe that's what you were asking, like why we got rid of the call. Oh, goodness. Have a good night, Colleen.
Are Doge dividend checks in our future? We'll have the latest at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Something told me to turn on the radio.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. I was talking about the Four Nations face-off hockey tournament and how the fights over the weekend that between the U.S. and Canada, they were planned. I just found out about that today, and I can't believe that. I mean, I like the good old-fashioned organic fights that happen on the ice. You know, somebody gets checked hard against the boards. Somebody gets clipped. Somebody bumps the other goalkeeper, the goalie. Not let's just make a political statement, throw off our gloves, and it's like, come on, it's stupid. But anyway, the final is tonight, and it's happening on ESPN and ESPN Plus. And at 8 o'clock, I guess the game is in Boston, and it is the United States versus the Canadians. So we'll see if the Canadians plan any treachery. That might be kind of fun. We've got some Ohio man stories.
He's Ohio man, causing chaos is his plan. Breaking all the laws, on the run from dusk to dawn.
Well, we got a couple. The first one takes place down in Chillicothe. Now, I bring up Chillicothe because from time to time, I will get messages from listeners down in Chillicothe. Now, My mother-in-law and stepfather-in-law, they live just outside of Chillicothe. I don't know that you can get WHIO radio down there over the air. I've never really tried it. I know you probably can't get the FM signal, but maybe you can get the AM signal on a good night. I'm not sure. But I know you can listen online, right? But I get messages from people saying that they're in Chillicothe. So I thought, why not? Let's give them a little thrill, right? I bet they don't get mentioned very often in the news from Dayton. So here we go. A Chillicothe man was arrested early Tuesday after allegedly causing extensive damage inside a Valero gas station on North Bridge Street. I know exactly where that Valero is located. Exactly. Cops responded around 3:30 in the morning, February 18th. When they arrived, they witnessed the suspect, some doofus named Andrew McCutcheon, pushing a pizza toaster oven off the counter, shattering it on the floor. Moments before, apparently he shattered a glass beverage case door, knocked over several displays of potato chips and shelves of motor oil. He damaged a beverage machine, which was now leaking on the floor. He dumped out a slushy machine and knocked it over. This guy was on fire. Opening and partially consuming a can. This is okay, hold on. This is the best part. He did all those things. He busted the pizza toaster. He busted the glass beverage door window. He knocked over the chips and the motor oil. He damaged the beverage machine. He dumped out the slushy machine and knocked it over. And then, as the what am I saying? The coup d'etat. Thank you very much. The final kill. He cracked open a can of Armour potted meat and went to town on the meat. Wow. The cashier stated that the man had previously been barred from the premise, but that didn't matter. He just ignored the worker and just kept doing his thing. When cops arrived, they placed him in handcuffs, and the guy didn't resist. And when he was read his Miranda rights, he just said, "Yep, I'm guilty." I wonder if he just wanted to go to jail, just needed a place to stay. That could be. And then the second Ohio man, this happened in Gallipolis, and I've always wondered about this. I don't like the idea, not that I have anything to hide, but I don't like the idea of leaving my computer or my cell phone with repair people, right? Because even though I don't have anything on there that would be scandalous or illegal, I just don't like the idea of somebody who's kind of bored, sitting around the office, just like, oh, let's see what's on this one, that kind of thing. I don't like that. I've been in a cell phone place where they've taken the phone into the back room, and that gives me concern. I don't even like that idea. An Ohio cell phone repairman has pled guilty to dozens of charges connected to downloading nude photos from customers' phones. 27-year-old guy by the name of Calvin Jordan pleaded guilty to 40 charges yesterday, or I guess, maybe this was this morning. Says on Thursday. I guess this could have been this morning. The Ohio Attorney General confirmed. This included 3 counts of pandering sexual-oriented matter involving a minor. Ooh, one of those phones had pictures of like a naked minor. Now, it doesn't say that it was child porn, but it could have been the teenager's phone, right? I mean, there are teenagers out there that have that on their phones. Mom and dad, you better check. I'm just saying. 1 count of illegal use of minor and nudity-oriented material, 38 counts of unauthorized use of a computer cable or telecommunications property. He worked at a place called Direct Computing Solutions, when the crimes took place. More than 40 customers were victimized, including minors ranging in the age from 14 to 17. Oh man. See, it's one bad apple. I get it, but just the idea of people getting into your files, your personal computer, your personal phone, all of that's not for me.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O. Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
The donkeys are coming, I promise. Hey, Wonky. That's funny. Damn right, Josh. I'm not retiring. I can't afford it.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right? The problems of the world are not in my department.
Now, who would like a cookie? It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm back on TikTok if you want to find me there. If you use the TikTok, I promise I won't make you or ask you to eat any Tide Pods or anything like that. No crazy TikTok challenges on my page. Right now at eveningedgetodd.com, you can register to win a First Florist Dayton-made gift basket. These are cool. It's a gift basket featuring a gift certificate from First Florist. There's goodies in there from Esther Price Candy, Dot's Pretzels, Marion's Piazza, Boston Stoker, the Pine Club, and one of those fancy Evening Edge jackpot coffee mugs. And we're going to be giving one of these away every month through the end of the year. Yes! So get registered now. And the first Friday of the following month of the contest, I will draw the winner and announce it here on the show. Pretty cool. And then you'll pick it up there at First Florist. 937-457-1290. We have some good dog news.
Oh, I'm a good dog, I'm a good dog, I'm a good dog. Yes, I'm a good dog, I'm a good dog, I'm a good dog. I'm a good dog, I'm a good dog, I'm a real, what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm a real good dog. See, I'm a good dog, I'm a good dog, I'm a good dog.
Well, I stated this at the beginning of the show when I sort of teased the I'm a good dog story. This is a sad good dog story, but it's a good dog story, okay? There was a canine dog that worked for the Secret Service. His name was Hurricane. And Hurricane was a 16-year-old Belgian Malinois. I think that's how you pronounce it. He was a former Special Operations Canine with the Secret Service. He was known for his bravery. And I remember when this happened. He became the most decorated dog in U.S. history for taking down a White House intruder in 2014. Some crackpot jumped the fence there at the White House and was going after, he's trying to get to the building that then President Obama and his family were inside. Hurricane took him down. But because of that, he was medically retired. He sustained injuries, I guess, from that event. He lasted 2 more years in service, but then they said, you got to retire. You got to retire, Hurricane. So in recognition of his valor, Hurricane received numerous honors, including the USSS Award of Merit, the DHS Award for Valor, the PDSA, I hope you know all these acronyms, I don't, Order of Merit, the AMC Top Dog. He was also made history as the first dog to receive the Animals in War and Peace Distinguished Service Medal, which earned him a spot in the Guinness World Record. Well, Hurricane finally passed away. I guess it was earlier this week. He lived 16 long years, and he's an American hero. But after his retirement, his legacy lived on through the foundation called Hurricane's Heroes. It was established in his name to help cover medical expenses for retired working dogs, and that's pretty cool. Since 2020, Hurricane's Heroes have cared for more than 150 retired military and government working dogs. So that's pretty cool. His handler, a guy by the name of Marshall Marirachi, they were both awarded the Secretary's Award for Valor by the Department of Homeland Security. So there you go. Sad story, but look, if there was ever a dog that lived a great heroic life, it would be Canine Hurricane. 937-457-1290. This is another story I've sort of been teasing throughout the night, and it has to do with donkeys. And a lot of people on the live stream are like, when are you going to get to the donkey story? Well, I heard this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News with Larry Hanskin. There is a school in England called the University of Exeter. And apparently they have a film studies program there. And the undergraduates are now able to sign up for an elective class in their film studies. And they're going to study the inner lives of donkeys. So, yeah, what? Well, really what it is it's an examination of how donkeys are portrayed in film. Most notably, Jesus of Nazareth and Shrek. Both of those movies, big roles for donkeys. The film studies undergraduates can take Scrubland Sanctuary Screens. That's the name of the class. Why didn't they just say, like, donkeys in film or something? What is the Scrubland Sanctuary Screens? I don't know. Maybe that's where donkeys, wild donkeys live, the Scrublands. And then they end up in a sanctuary after they become somebody's pet and they don't want the donkey anymore. Then they end up on the big screen. That could be. Maybe that's what it is. But part of the class will give students the chance to volunteer at a donkey sanctuary to help them understand the contrast between real donkeys and their stereotypical portrayal in movies and TV. Isn't that something? The inner lives of donkeys. And somebody asked a great question on the live stream. I don't know. Is there a difference between a burro and a donkey? What is there a difference? I mean, I know what the difference is between a donkey and a mule, but I don't know what the difference is between a donkey and a burro. Are they the same? Bryn, hop on. Let's educate me here, Bryn.
Okay, so it says Donkey and burro are two terms often used interchangeably to refer to the same animal. However, there are subtle differences between the two. Donkey is the common name for the domesticated subspecies of African wild, horse. And then burro is the Spanish word for donkey, mainly used in the Americas. So all burros are donkeys, but not all donkeys are burros.
Oh my God, that sounds like an ACT question. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and somebody will correct me, a mule is when a donkey and a horse mate. And I'm guessing it's the horse mating the donkey, not the other way around. And then a donkey is, when two donkeys mate, right? Isn't that what it is? And I hear donkeys are actually pretty smart. Mules, not so much. But I see donkeys all the time. A lot of people keep donkeys as pets. Mary, my wife, always said she wanted a donkey. And now I guess there's, not just now, it's not like they're miniature donkeys, but I guess they've bred mini donkeys. Like we're talking house-sized donkeys. Is that accurate? I've seen the house-sized ponies. I saw a video of that the other day on TikTok of a pony living inside a house. Okay, so Brenda says it's a female horse and a male donkey. Oh, so the male donkey is actually, I'll say it, mounting the female horse. Is that what it is? Okay, you see, what's this one? Burros have sombreros. Is that how you tell? It's either the sombrero or the accent. I don't know. Good Lord. We're talking about donkeys and burros, and yeah, that's right. Your outside pet is your squirrel. Are albino donkeys honky donkeys? Oh my gosh, I can't believe the people on the live stream. We have some breaking the law news.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law.
Honky donkeys. That's hysterical. So last night we had a story of a woman who got jealous of her boyfriend because she found text messages on his cell phone from another woman, and that caused a problem, and she shot and killed the guy, which is, it's awful. We have another story about jealousy. This has to do with a Michigan guy. Cops in Michigan have arrested a man and charged him with 6 counts of attempted murder after he drove 700 miles to a home in Pennsylvania and started it on fire after he discovered a man living in that house had been communicating with his ex-girlfriend. It happened in a town called Ben Salem. Is that right? Ben Salem or Ben Salam? Ben Salem? I'm guessing Ben Salem. About 5 a.m. Emergency services arrived. They located 6 adults who had evacuated from the home, some of whom had to jump out of a second-story window to escape the flames. Sadly, there were 2 dogs that died in the fire. During the investigation, it was discovered that it appeared to be intentionally set. Nearby home surveillance captured the suspect walking towards the residence from his car. After about 15 minutes, the subject appears to run back to his waiting car and flees. Moments later, smoke can be seen billowing up from the rear yard of the home, and within 30 seconds, a large explosion was observed, and the house became completely engulfed in flames. Multiple cameras helped cops ID the suspect. It was a man from Michigan. They had his license plate. They tracked down the car. They found it, and it belonged to this guy. I think let's see. I think his age was like his early 20s. But he apparently he drove 700 miles, 11 hours away from his house, just to start a house on fire because of jealousy. And he's been charged with 6 counts of attempted murder, arson, and this charge I've never heard of, risking catastrophe. We do that every night on this show.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Hey, Steve, how you doing? Ron, I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, Josh, I just wanted to simplify it. I've been trying to find the right look, and I just feel like everything was too much. Just too much. So I've just simplified it. That's right, Heather. I'm excited about that. Ghosts tonight. I just wanted something cleaner looking. Thank you, Lana. I also think that maybe the Evening Edge logo might be too bright. Any thoughts on that? Anyone?
From the McAfee Heating, Air, and Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
One more cold day before a warm-up this weekend. We'll have the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
What do we know about this guy, Mr. Hot Stuff?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. Attention, all weather nerds. My buddy, weather specialist Nick Dunn from Storm Center 7 shared this, so I'm going to share it with you. A lot of people are interested in the weather and would like to become weather spotters. I've had folks mention that to me on the show before. There's actually going to be an in-person spotter training happening in Dayton here in Montgomery County. It's happening Saturday, March 8th from 9 to noon. It's a special 3-hour presentation that will include the basic spotter training presentation plus guests from Dayton, Skywarn, and local media, including Nick Dunn. He will be there to chat about the weather. So if you've ever had an interest in becoming a weather spotter and work with Skywarn or something like that, go to my Facebook page. I just shared the link and you can find it there. And it's happening at the Barry Women's Center, Beezer Auditorium, Miami Valley Hospital, downtown. And again, that's Saturday, March 8th, 9 a.m. to noon. Now, this doesn't, if you take this class, it doesn't mean that you can be a storm chaser. Okay? You can't take the family, minivan and start chasing tornadoes around. That's not, you can't be doing that. But it will give you information and some education on what to look for when the skies turn gray. And we're rapidly approaching the severe weather season, so good information to have. Well, there you go. That's the show. Thanks for listening and watching on the live stream. We'll be back tomorrow night just after 5. And, yeah, we do have an abbreviated show tomorrow night. We've got UD basketball. Pregame will start with 6. UD is in Chicago. They'll be playing Loyola. So you'll hear all the action right here. But we'll chat with you tomorrow. Have a great Thursday night.
Well, show's over, folks. Thanks for coming.
Good show, old man.
Bravo. That was wonderful.
Game over, man.
Peace out.
WHIO.
All right, kids, have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. Stay warm.